If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
Curtis, did you hear Roxana's little thing about you just there?
Oh, that was like music to my ears. I just left the Chinese-American rally in Brooklyn. I'm headed to the great Vicky Palladino,
God bless
one of the
you.
greatest city council persons that we have. She has a big Italian festival going on in Whitestone.
Beautiful.
I have my lovely wife, Nancy, here, the animal rescuer. And, boy, we have momentum, Dick and Doug. We have momentum on our side.
I think you're going to win.
I think the debate made people understand it's a three-way race. And you had two people who nobody could stand, Mamdani and Cuomo, and you were the alternative. And I think that you're going to gain as a result of that, and I think you have a good shot at pulling this off.
He's winning. I got bets. He's winning. I'm done.
There have been no polls since the debate, and I'm anxiously awaiting them. What do you think's happening, Curtis?
Oh, you could tell tremendous shift. People said, wow, Curtis Sliwa was very mayoral, not only had a grasp of the facts, but had a lot of new concepts and new ideas that wouldn't cost money, and was the only candidate talking about cutting taxes, income tax, property tax, corporate tax, so that we could improve and not move. And then also dealing with the basics of law and order. I think the defining moment of that debate was when I looked at both my opponents, because I was placed right in the middle. And you may have noticed in the first 10 minutes, the moderators were ignoring me as if I was a person of no consequence.
That was horrible.
And I came in and I said, look, here you have the architect and the apprentice of no cash bail.
Yes.
Yep.
Here you have the architect and the apprentice of Raise the Age that was almost responsible for the killing of my son in the streets of New York City. He barely survived, Anthony. And here you have the architect and the apprentice, both who want to close Rikers Island and turn criminals loose in the streets. I'm the only law and order candidate.
Explain that to the voters about where Cuomo is on these issues.
Yeah, Cuomo is the author of No Cash Bail. He signed it into law. In the Democratic primary that he lost to Zoran Mandami after being ahead in February by 40 points. At that point, when I announced and Cuomo announced, the initial polls had Cuomo 40 points up, Zoran Mandami. Nobody knew Zoran. He only had 1% in the polls. By the time of June 24th, when Cuomo acknowledged he had lost decisively the Democratic primary on June 24th, he beat him by 13 percentage
Go
points.
back to the no cash bail. What was Cuomo's role in that?
Well, he created it, he passed it, and then when given an opportunity in this political cycle, he doubled down on it, which generally means that in almost every category of crime that you commit, even the most violent crimes, you will be brought in for your arraignment and immediately released on your own recognizance. You do not get remanded to jail because there's Cuomo's no cash bail. Obviously, Zoran is a proponent of that. Raise the Age, you may have seen in the New York Post today the statistics of a tremendous increase in violent juvenile crime by 16 and 17-year-olds.
Wow.
Because now they will go out, they will do the drive-by shootings, because if they get caught by the NYPD, they go to family court, not criminal court, and naturally turned loose in the streets. And closing Rikers Island. Both have been proponents of closing Rikers Island, which houses 7,000 inmates, and no alternative, just basically release them into the streets. So that's created the crime crisis we're going through. And I revert to the old Rudy Giuliani method, which is we don't lock up just toothpaste in New York, which is the common denomination now.
Right.
We lock up criminals. Let's start locking up the people who actually commit the crimes. A novel idea, Dick and Doug.
Yeah.
Arrest criminals and don't lock up toothpaste and detergent and all the products that you seek to buy when you go into a store.
Yeah.
And also, don't
pretty
lock
good.
up New Yorkers. Let them be free on the street so that they're not worried about crime and they're not shutting themselves up in their homes with bars on the windows and the doors because of all the people who are being let free from prison.
I believe all the polls that are out, where they say Mandami's going to. People say that on the phone. Oh yeah, I'm voting for him, and they hang up the phone. They're not voting for this guy. They're going to come out and vote for you. I just see that happening. I said that about Trump in 2016, and I'm saying that about you now. Forget any polls that are coming out that are saying you're not going to. You're winning. The people aren't going on these polls, and we need you on that wall.
Look, Curtis Sliwa is the only one who is in favor of jail.
Yeah,
Mamdani is against jail. He says going to jail is bad.
Oh, it's not nice.
And Cuomo let illegal immigrants shelter in New York as sanctuary citizens and repealed the requirement of bail in federal cases. So you have two candidates who've been instrumental in increasing crime.
And I saw you on the Rudy podcast. That was fantastic. And the fact that Rudy's endorsing you, and he said you really got your stuff together. I love that he said that, because that's the man.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Lifelong Democrat Diana Florence served for 25 years as a Manhattan prosecutor under DA Robert Morgenthau. She put criminals away, stood up for victims, and protected our streets. Now, Diana is challenging failed Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg as an independent, because it's time for a DA who fights for our families, not criminals. That's why Diana has won the support of organized labor, like the steam fitters, plumbers, and ironworkers, everyday New Yorkers who want a DA they can trust. Manhattan needs a DA who will do the job, prosecute crime. That's Diana Florence. Under Alvin Bragg, crime is up and prosecutions are down. Bragg doesn't prosecute crime. He plays partisan politics. Bragg failed to protect women and failed to protect workers. As a prosecutor, Diana Florence won groundbreaking convictions, fighting against corruption, domestic violence, wage theft, and daily working conditions. She's always been a partner of unions, community groups, and to cops like us. For Manhattan District Attorney, vote for Diana Florence. Diana4DA.com. Paid for by Diana for Manhattan DA.
Well, not only Rudy, but remember, following Rudy's election in 1993, George Pataki, a man that nobody knew, beat the better Cuomo, Mario Cuomo, and we had 12 years with Pataki, 8 years with Giuliani, no chaos, no corruption, and a reduction in crime. And that's what we're going to get this year, both Doug and Dick. We are going to elect yours truly mayor, first Republican mayor in a long time, and then next year we'll have the momentum to put in Congresswoman Elise Stefanik to take out Kathy Hochul and return normalcy to New York State so that people do not flee because of crime, because of the chaos and corruption brought to us by the Democrats.
Yep. Yes, absolutely. And you're the guy that's going to do it. You're going to stand up towards these people for us and against the criminals, and you'll stand up to them. You're not going to care what they say to you. You're just going to do it. I know.
Yeah, well, again, I had no better mentor than Rudy Giuliani. I apprenticed. I watched what he did. I saw how he was able to get results. So if people want to know who Zoran Mandami is, because he's very affable, it's like that song by Sade, Smooth Operator.
Yeah.
He is the junior varsity Barack Obama, smooth operator. He's Bill de Blasio on steroids. Curtis Sliwa is Rudy Giuliani 2.0.
That's what I tell people.
Yep.
Right. Cuomo is one and done. He's tossed in the towel. He had his chance. He failed. He's not even campaigning, guys.
I know.
It has been 10 days. He hasn't been seen on the campaign trail. You can't win a campaign unless you're out with the people, and that's what I'm out with each and every day. So it's really Zohan Mandami, pro-criminal, versus Curtis Sliwa, pro-cop, pro-law and order.
Yeah. I just can't see people voting for him, especially when they got somebody like you. I can't see anyone wanting to go out and have this happen.
I'm just amazed that a guy is running for mayor of New York who essentially says he doesn't believe in prison.
Yeah, and right, and he wants to close
Rikers Island, and let people be free.
And the landlords, he wants to freeze everything. What are they going to do? They're going to move out.
Yeah, well, that's true. But the more immediate thing is that there will be no option of sending people to jail if Mamdani wins.
And then Stefanik as governor be great. The state is going to turn around with you, and then Stefanik. It'll be beautiful. Back to where it should be with Giuliani and Pataki. Beautiful. I'm so proud of you, Curtis. You're going to do it. I know you're going to win. We just got to get people out there. The people got to stop saying, "Oh, he's not going to win." No, he's going to win. He's absolutely, because then they're going to come out and vote. You know what I'm saying, Curtis?
Well, as Dick Morris has said many times, and there's nobody who's been more of a Nostradamus when it comes to elections. Mayoral elections have had very poor turnout. Ever since the Rudy Giuliani, David Dinkins race, turnout has precipitously gone down. It's not going to get any better. Obviously more attention, more recognition to this race, but we're not going to crack 50%. So it's all about getting your vote out. I know the Zoronistas are out there. I see them because I'm out there going door to door. You gotta do micro targeting. You got to do the text. You got to do the emails. You got to do the mailings. You got to bring people to the polls for early voting. It's good old-fashioned retail politics. You get out your vote, you win. Beautiful. You don't have to get an incredible turnout of votes to win, right, because generally mayoral campaigns and mayoral elections have been low voter turnout elections.
Not now, Curtis. They're going to come out. We got a break because we can only do 10 minutes per candidate, but they're going to come out and vote for you. I know it.
You go for it, Curtis. And again, my advice here is to focus on one issue, which is that you're running against the guy who doesn't believe in jail.
Right.
Absolutely.
Love you, Curtis. All right, man. Well, hopefully we have you on again before the election.
Thank you, Dick and Doug. You've given me tactical air support. I'll always be grateful for that.
Thank you so much.
You.
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.